So messaging is quite interesting, right? You know, our message to our clients, our message to our prospects before all this went down was usually, as I've mentioned this before, it was around the aspirations. It was around about looking towards the future. It was if we look at the hierarchy of needs, and we bring this up again, if we look at the hierarchy of needs, it was all around this. It was all around the self-actualization, the esteem needs, the respect, the freedom, like we can be more, right? And what has changed, obviously, is that the level of these needs down here needs to be now communicated, all right? So the physiological needs, the safety needs, the love and belonging needs. So I want to get a little bit granular in relations to what does Shorty actually mean. So I went through this process this morning with Danny from Spring Digital. And what we realized is that when we mapped this process out, it wasn't actually really anything to do with tech. Wasn't anything to do with web. Wasn't anything. Yes, there was stuff that we could add in to support and the how-to. But when we looked at the communication piece and the message, it was actually quite different. So you've all been dealing with clients right now. You've all been dealing with people in your network that are going through some serious tough times, right? Totally get it. And as I said, time and time again, it's about us having that communication piece. It's about us leading and stepping up to the plate and helping these people through this transformation, through this time. And I'm going to call it how it is. This is what I did this morning. I'm going to call it how it is. It is your right and your obligation to step up right now. I don't want to hear any blame or this or that. You're here for a reason, and you're a part of this tribe for a reason. It's your ability, your innate ability to step up and lead the people around you. You've got the skill. We have to get ourselves out of the way. We're here for a bigger purpose. And this purpose is being tested right now in these times. You have the skills, you have the heart, you have the know-how. It's about trusting yourself to get through these times because people around you need you right now. Now, am I putting pressure on you? Hell yeah. But you know what? You can deal with it because I know you can. You've so got this. And so it's how do we continually message and really get to that message and point people from doom and gloom to survive and thrive, okay? So here's what we're going to go through. So if you think about the conversations that you've had so far with people, particularly like with clients, they're in a lot of danger at the moment. The danger is through the roof. But if we could come up with what are the three main dangers that they're facing right now? All right. What are the three main dangers that they're facing right now? Right. One could be cash flow. Right. One could be team. How do we keep the team on? How do we, another one could be, well, how do we get assistance or mindset? Right. So assistance from the government or dealing with your mindset could be a fourth one. So think about the conversations. Putting into the chat, what are some of the conversations that you've been having clients? What are they facing right now? That the conversations that you've been having with them, put some of the dangers that you've been having the conversations with. What are those dangers that you've been hearing out there right now? So we look at now that we've got some dangers, what's the impact? What's the impact on their business? What's the impact on them personally? All right. What's the impact on the uncertainty for their business? What's the impact on the uncertainty for them personally? So I want you to go through, and I just want you to just to make some bullet points. What's the based from the danger, what's the impact that they have? What's the impact that's on their business, and what's the impact on them personally? All right. Now that we've got, so what are some of the impacts? Let's throw some of the impacts into the chat. So what's some of the impacts on going from face-to-face to online, or what's some of the impacts of keeping staff, or what's some of the impacts of cash flow or uncertainty? Yes, stress, anxiety, can't pay rent. Yes, fantastic. Yeah, totally right. Totally. What are the impacts? What are the impacts? Find staff and fix costs, personal mortgages. Yes, exactly. So if you think about it right now, what are some of the strategies? If you could come up with 3 strategies for each danger right now, all right? What could be some of those strategies right now? What could be some of those strategies right now? So I'll give you an example. Okay, cash flow. The impact of cash flow would be business potentially closing the doors, personal stress and anxiety. Some of the strategies would be to go through your P&L, line item by line item, and look at where the fat is, and we want to cut some of that fat off. All right? And then the other thing is ask for extensions. Mortgage extensions, insurance extensions, right? Great, there's three strategies. Boom. Team, impact for the business. All right? Yes, love it. Yeah, call all people you have recurring costs with and cut a deal. Fantastic, good. So for example, team, that might be to review the positions. Might go from 40 hours to maybe 30 hours to see if we can, paid with leave without pay. Okay, so these are, once again, secondary income, online selling and services, collaborations. Yeah, totally. So now what we've got is we've got 9 strategies that we can start to get on the phone to our clients and start going through, hey, listen, I know the dangers that you're facing, I know the impact, but these are some of the strategies I want to share with you right now. All right? These are some of the strategies I want to share with you right now. Because what happened is this. There are two sets of mindsets right here. There's the fear, and what happens is that we're being consumed by it. Okay? We're being consumed by the fear. And so what we want the opposite of that, and we want to have the confidence and be the creator. Right? And be the creator. So this is where we need to start to shift their mindset from a fear-based to a confidence-based, going from consuming and being stuck to actually being the creator, and look at different strategies on how we actually can pivot. Now, when we look at things like getting out there and communicating this to our clients, right? This is the stuff that we can start to communicate to. It's looking at how and looking at starting off with the dangers, starting off with the impact, looking at the different strategies that we can do, and then going from a fear-based into a confidence-based component. All right? Now, this is the shift in messaging of getting out there to your market, from videos to blogs to Facebook Lives to phone calls, whatever it is. You're shifting your messaging right now and providing that support, providing that strategies to go through. All right? Good. Questions, comments, thoughts around around starting to shift your messaging out there to your market. We did this with, as I said, with Danny this morning, and it was, you know, exactly that, where we start to shift. It wasn't talking about web design, or it was talking about how can you help clients right now, because even, you know, their business is really strong. You know, their business is really strong and they're not going through this, but their clients are. So they've geared their business up where everything is strong, good cash flow position, everything like that. But what's happened is that their clients are going through this right now. So they can then share their own personal stories and how going through these different strategies. You totally could do a 10-day series on social media covering a new strategy each day. Exactly, Joe. Perfect, right? There's your challenge. Love it. Facebook Live every single day for the next 10 days. I know you've just accepted it. Well done. Good. Love it. Perfect, right? Because this is not about selling the aspiration right now. This is not about selling, you know, the 10-year plan. This is about survival. This is about how do we get through it? How do we pivot? Because we will come out of it, right? You know, as Jackson said the other day, we're in a V-type market. Boom, boom, right? And it's a sharp decline, but then it's going to be a sharp incline. So getting and gearing up for this sharp incline is positioning ourselves as that credibility factor, as that go-to person, someone who's been helping their prospects, their clients through this process. And so when they come out the other side, they're going to be like, hey, let's just ramp up to the next level because you've helped me through here, you've helped me through there, and now I'm going to be singing your praises to the cows come home, all right? So we've got to be gearing up for ourselves for this V market, all right? Great. You know, it's amazing the power of the psychology of this component. Stepping back and looking at a bird's eye view, you look at what the press release that was launched yesterday or the night before around what's happening in the US, right? $1 trillion stimulus package that's just been released in the US. 1 trillion, it's with a T, right? Biggest ever in the history of the world, 1 trillion. What happened? Where do you think the markets went? Now, this is not a full correction, but I'm just saying is that it's just by a confidence component. And then Donald Trump followed on saying that we'll be back in business by Easter. Interesting statement. Where do you think the markets went? Even we felt that rise here in Australia as well, based from those two statements. Now, was it aligned with his health officers, medical officers? Maybe not. But that confidence boost that he had to the market is like, we're just going to make it happen. So you can see how we coming back to the confidence component is that we need to start to provide that confidence with the people out there. We don't know the duration of this, but we do know and how we can react to certain situations. And we can be on the front foot providing constant value to our clients out there.